So, yeah, I think we're live. Hello, hi. My name is Beatrice, and I'm here with my friend Mary. And I'll let her introduce herself a little bit further. So, first things first, I want to say that this is my first time going live on YouTube. So, if there are any glitches, that would be normal. I just want to give you a little bit of background about myself as to why I'm going live. I am a mother of two, living and working in Europe. I have been living here for the last almost 20 years, and I was looking for a reason to a substantiate my income, or at least replace my income, or at least try and get a better life. Now, I happened to have a conversation with my friend here, Mary, and she gave me a few ideas, which initially I was very skeptical, but there was one thing about it that was quite attractive, and I think we'll talk about that in a bit. So the first thing I want to do is let Mary talk because I want this to be a natural conversation as opposed to me rambling on and not letting her have a chance, because chances are I'll probably do that. So Mary, go ahead.
Oh, hi there. I'm Mary Harris. I live in United Kingdom and have been here for over 20 years. And equally, I introduced Beatrice to our digital business. It's not something that came natural to me, but we'll talk about that in a little while. I'm a mother and also a wife. On top of that, my background is social work.
Okay. So Mary, we're going to keep this as normal as possible. And clearly we are both drinking something, so we will stay straight. So the first question I'll ask is that you said you're a digital business owner. Initially, for me, when you said the word digital business, to be honest with you, it didn't make, for lack of a better word, it didn't make sense initially because I didn't understand what that meant. Because I'd had about digital. For me, it was about everything is digital. The TV is digital, banking is digital, everything is that.
Mhm.
But when you say digital business owner, I wanted to understand. Now I understood social media
Mhm.
because that was the one thing that, like we spoke about, and I said, "Are you telling me about Facebook, Pinterest, Google, and all the rest?" Now that I understood. So maybe you could try and explain what to you what digital business means, and then I will explain what I understood it as.
For me, digital business, Beatrice, what it meant to me is that, okay, let me reverse.
Mhm.
I cannot, and I repeat, people, I cannot sell anything to anybody. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a saleswoman. I don't sell. I'll never sell. Have never, will never. Totally get it out there. So what I meant about digital business, I meant is that you're working online.
Mhm.
You're not contacting your friends. You're not contacting your family. You're not hounding anybody to buy anything from you. It's literally uh, attraction marketing. So
Okay.
you are literally putting yourself as a business owner out there and and getting other people to become attracted to your business, to what your brand is, to what you are all about. It's not about selling. We don't sell, we don't buy.
Okay. Okay. Now, that is when you explain that to me again, like I said, I grappled to understand it. But
Mhm.
considering that I trust you, by the way, take that to the bank, I decided to give it a try.
Yeah.
And when I did, there are certain things that came up to me straight away that said that one, you can use social media, which is a global, international, always open 24-hour service. So that
Mhm.
was the first attraction to me.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
second thing is that you also challenged me and said, I post all the time, and why can't I use that as an opportunity to get an income out of it? And
Yes.
that was the other second attraction to me. And of course, the no selling bit and no holding products, that definitely attracted me. But the final thing and the clincher for me as well was I was able to find platforms that now are in. And when I say in, it's 2021. Everyone is interested in finding out what they can do now that we have to social distance. We cannot go to each other's houses. We cannot go to shops. We cannot go to events. We cannot go to concerts. So
Sure.
everything is virtually online, literally. So I thought, why not? Now, for me, I've always believed I'm a brand. I'm a brand in my own right in terms of the things that I believe in. And I believe that I can have these conversations with an audience and a captive audience as such. And at the same time, they say the internet never forgets. So meaning that whatever I put out there can hound me or follow me for the rest of my life. So I wanted to stand for something and be something. So as we've titled this session, My Why, my why was I'm interested in being part of the digital era, one, and two, being able to use my brand, my exposure to give what I have to give to the world. And at the same time, and a second income, because I believe I'm worthy of financial security.
Sure.
I am very interested in the whole change and growth mindset. I'm interested very much so in being able to harness the power of the internet, because right now, anyone who has a shop, who has a dealership, who has a hotel, who has, everything that we held sacred, and strong and valuable, at the moment, sadly, due to COVID, is closed. But anyone who had managed to get a little bit of exposure online is thriving, meaning that now people like the Amazons are doing very well. People like the Facebooks and YouTube and all the others are doing very well simply because they are open all the time, everywhere, anytime. So, and also we are at a world where everything is now. So I thought harnessing that would be relevant. Now, I'm not necessarily looking to go viral, but at the same time, I'm also looking to stand for something. So, why I chose the name Bees Hive Global is because the bee is the most important thing for our survival as human beings. The hive in itself is the source per se of life, because that's where the queen bee is, and I am a queen bee. And global is the fact that it's quite open. So that was my reason for actually choosing that name, being the Bees Hive Global, and also the fact that I'm Beatrice, so obviously my name starts with a B. Now, I also wanted to talk about life in the diaspora and women. So how does this business tie into that? So I'll let you speak, and then I'll give you my why as to what I think as well.
Right. To start with, why, which I think is really, really important, Beatrice, for why I really became a digital business owner. I always say, and from my past videos, anybody want to go back and watch my videos, I always say my first why is my son. He's not a child. He's 15 years of age. But equally, I feel that's the most dangerous part, dangerous year, if you like, because it's when you have to have your beady eye on them. You're not controlling their life, but you got to keep an eye on them, because that's when things can go wrong. It's when they can be drawn to things that are quite attractive to a young man or a young girl. So I'm sort of very much able to keep an eye on him, because Beatrice, I work from home. At the minute, he doesn't have to go to school because schools are not open. I want him to go to school, but schools are not open. So I'm able to keep my beady eye on him. And that's really, really important for me. That's my why, my son. And also the fact that he's quite clever and he wants to go to university. I've been to university myself. I know how expensive it is. I'm still paying my student loan, and I'm hoping with my digital business, I don't even hope, I know in the next couple of years, I'll have paid off my student loan completely. Not, literally, I will have paid in the next 2 years. I'll come back here and I'll tell you I've paid off my student loan, because I know and I trust in the business I'm doing. So that is my number one why, my son. And that will never change. It will never move me. It will never ever change. My next thing is my family, and that is my husband. By my other thing is that I have to think about myself, Beatrice. I have needs. I have things that I want. You know very well that I was born with a passport on my hand. I was born and I was like, girl, you need to travel. Came out of the womb holding a passport. Yes, holding my passport. Like, you know, I've explored the world. I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Japan. I've been to Barbados. You know, I've been all over the place. And that is my why. I want to be able to give me, apart from giving my family, my son, what they need, I need to give me what I need, because it's very, very important for us to have time for us. It's not about everybody else. It's about everybody else. What about me? So I need to give myself what is important to me. Yes, I have my nail painted. Yes, you know, I have my earrings. I have my African band, this is my brand. I like my African style. So does my sister over there. But I literally love, you know, I love traveling. I've been to Barbados with you. I love traveling, and that I need to hold my passport. I need to go. I can't go now, but I need to. So for somebody who have come from Africa, when I say Africa, actually, I take it back. For somebody who have come from Kenya, which is a country in Africa, I'm sort of really amazed and really, really surprised myself that I'm able to sit in front of you, Beatrice, and say, not only am I a social worker, not only am I, a health worker, first and foremost, I'm a business owner. That is words that I would never, ever have thought will come out of my mouth. I'm a business owner. I make my own decision. I make my own choices. I choose my own annual leave when it comes to my business.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling me when me gonna take annual leave. So, you know, I am grateful. I'm thankful. I really, really am thankful for that. And I am hoping, that me introducing you to this business have given you your reasons for why. I will always, I'm sorry, girl, but I'm always gonna take that ownership that I hope, really, and hope that I introduced to something that you are happy and satisfied with, and I'll let you explain about it.
Good. You see, you kind of almost took the same things that I wanted to say, but as always, in every single person, we are more alike than we think. And when I say more alike, I mean a lot of women of a certain age, which I now attest to that fact, that we have reached a stage in our lives where now we would like to do stuff for us.
Yeah.
Culturally, we come from a very patriarchal society, whereby a lot of the stuff that we did was mainly geared towards patriarchy. So getting an opportunity to actually be able to be in control of certain parts of our lives is empowering, enriching, and also very, very freeing. So going back to your whys, the brand is definitely one of them. I have 100%. Our families, definitely, I take that. Like I said, I'm a mother and a wife as well. So definitely our families and our children are very, very critical to all this. And taking care of us as individuals first, whereby now, like I said, a woman of a certain age, I've now started thinking about words like my mindset, my thinking of my vision. What do I want to be? What do I want to be known for? So using the internet never forgets. So I want this conversation to be heard 100 years later, and they'll be like, yeah, she was talking about where she was at the time. I also think that the attraction side of it, which is something they say is it's about attraction marketing. What is so attractive about what we're doing? To me, I was attracted to the fact that you said, I can do what I want when I want. And I think I was watching now, I don't know whether this is the way to go about it, but I'll promote something here which has nothing to do with any of the business. But there was a program I was watching on Netflix called The White Tiger. And they were talking about, the movie was about this young man who was living a certain way, but the description he gave resonated with me about chicken in a chicken coop, whereby people are so institutionalized by the way they think that even when you open the door and let them be free to go out and do what they can do and be themselves and become the best that they can be, because God created us, if you believe in God, that is, to have the whole world to us, you don't move, because some people were indoctrinated patriarchy, to be employed, to go to school, to get married. So unless they follow certain benchmarks in life, they do not see their lives beyond that. So that idea of the chicken coop and finally a bird being given the key to enlightenment, and they would throw it back at you, that really got me, because it suddenly occurred to me that he said that a lot of people are where they are because that's where they think they belong. So when we spoke about this with you, the whole idea of mindset came in, because now I can visualize a life outside my usual life. I can have a vision board, something that I always heard about. I can now listen to people talking about having your thoughts become things. And then when I joined this business, again, thanks to you, is the whole idea they kept talking about, in all the webinars that we attend and all the Zoom meetings, they're talking about you can be this thing, you can do this, and it's all about positive energy. I'm a very big fan of Tony Robbins as well. And everything he talks about is that you are the creator of your life. You're not a result of consequences. So this whole thing of the graph has been drawn. No, you drew the graph. So I would like to be in a situation where I can be able, like you said, decide that today I would like to go on holiday. Well, pandemic things notwithstanding. I can be able to not worry about annual leave, not having to look at my bank balance and think about I have to wait until the end of the month for me to afford going to Starbucks, or I need to wait until the middle of the month to be able to afford that extra thing so I can get it, so I can do when I want. Now, one of my other biggest whys that I forgot to mention, and I thought it's very important to say, is childcare. For me, childcare has been the bane of my life. And that is the one thing I will say is probably every woman in the diaspora's biggest issue. Because nursery fees, childcare fees, childminders, and work, and living abroad without your extended community stroke family and support has been the biggest problem, I would say. So being able to have an opportunity to A, homeschool them if you have to, two, hire if you need to a childminder to do that. You work from home not because there's a pandemic, but because your business allows you to work around your children. Meaning that I don't have to take my children to a creche or a nursery at 6:30 in the morning, pick them up at 6, 7:30 in the evening, caught up in traffic, which again, maybe with COVID, all that is going to change. But currently, I'm an essential worker. Even if there had been COVID, I have worked every single day. I have never missed to go to work. Schools are open for essential workers. So as much as the children who are at home, our children are still attending school because they have to be available, or else we cannot be able to go to work. So the whole idea of the role that I am in does not give me the flexibility. That is another why that was so important to me, that it may not necessarily work past the days that are gone because it's done. But going forward, that's the one thing I really, really wish we had had this conversation a few months ago, or maybe a few years ago.
And I think the thing is, it's always important to know that everything happened everything will happen at the right time, Beatrice.
Yeah.
Everything will happen at the right time. Everything will happen in the right order. Like you said, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. And, it's not everybody who does. I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying my belief system. I can only speak for my belief system. I believe that everything will fall in place when it's supposed to fall in place. We cannot force anything we can never ever force anything. We don't have the power. I don't have the power. My Lord, my Jesus Christ have the power to control when everything happens. I empathize with you with greatest of pressure. I empathize with you. I don't have issues about childcare, but I did.
Yeah.
Have now, but I did. I remember once I was, when I was at university studying for my social work degree, for those 3 years, we are in United Kingdom, by the way, just in case we didn't mention, we are in United Kingdom. When I started my degree, I had a childminder for my son. And to have a childminder at that time, don't quote me on it. I can only go by how it worked for me at that time. Bear in mind, my child is 15. So if I
Years ago.
if I wanted to keep that space for my child, it's called a retainer fee. So I had to pay for that retainer fee. So for 6 weeks, when I was in university for year 1, year 2, year 3, I normally went on holiday away. I would go for about 6 weeks because university is not open. So I would pay my childminder a retainer fee for 6 weeks. And that time it was £500.
Wow.
Because £500 is not small amount. It's a lot of amount. But if I didn't pay that retainer, it meant that when I come back, my child will not have a space at the childminder. I couldn't risk that at all because I needed to go to university. And in order for us to have a better life, I needed to be in university.
Yeah.
I had to do it. So when you talk about childcare be the bane of your life, I totally get it. You got 2 children, I've got 1. And I really, really did not want the second one, just to take it out there. No, 1 was enough for me. It's not enough for everybody, but for me it was. So when you talk about childcare, I get it. Every day I talk to you, I know, I hear your struggles. But you know what is so encouraging is that you taken. I've got a network.
No, it's okay. I think it's the dishwasher going.
Yeah,
we call it mweni. Mweni is what?
You taken a step that in the next few months, childcare will not be an issue for you.
Yes. Yes.
It would not
wait. To be honest, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So,
and you see, one thing I'm going to say is that anybody I really an echo.
On my end, not sure if I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
You want to put your headphones on, maybe?
No, you can. I'll transfer.
Okay. No, what I wanted to say is on my end, it's true. Childcare has been the bane of my life. And I've reached that stage where I'm thinking, do you know what? If we can't find something to sort this out, nothing will. Employment is not it. I have a career, I have all this, but at the same time, I would just like a little bit more. And the whole idea of attraction marketing worked for me. So, to explain how this worked for me or how we did that, I did a very simple thing. Mary introduced me to her business idea, told me I have 90 minutes to think about it. She explained to me that she didn't have 90 minutes either at the same time. I decided I might as well try it out. I listened, and all I saw was 70 odd thousand people talking about this thing that they're doing that is helping them, and the way their lives have changed, and the way all their reasons as to their whys. And I could relate to almost every single, well, not 70,000 people, but the people who were speaking at the time, as to why they're actually doing what they're doing. They're people like me, they're regular people. There were people who are working from home, there were mothers with children, there were people who are from different countries who come abroad to work, there were people who are working their regular jobs, there were people who are in the corporate world who are essentially, as they were calling themselves, they decided to leave their corporate life and take on these things because they were looking for more time with family. They were looking for more time with their, with nature. The others were interested in hanging out with their dog, And I thought to myself, that's good. And then there was one person I think I remember who was saying all he's interested in, he just wanted to earn just a little bit more so that he could sort out a family hospital bill, I think in India at the time. And I was like, oh, that's so genuine. Like all he's looking for is just that little bit more to be able to make his life for his mother. I think his mother who was having a surgery at the time. And the hospital bill was mad. It was crazy. So I just thought, you know what? Yeah, I could do with that because even me, all I'm looking for is just that little bit more, with that little bit of extra so that I can be able to make my life a little bit easier. Now, I'm not necessarily saying I want to quit my job, but if that ends up happening and it earns me the second income and gives me a living that I'm looking for, why not? So after watching all this and listening to them, I then started hearing about the product and what it was about and what happens. And I thought, that's it? That's all I have to do? And then, for me, the clincher, they started talking about mindsets, vision boards, thinking of where you're going to be. You are the person who decides about your life, health and wealth and mindfulness and physical activity and your mental state. And I thought, these are the things I'm actually getting attracted to at this point in time in my life. And then finally they used the word social media, and they were like, I can use every social media tool out there. It's open 24/7. All I need to do is put in the work. Now, it's not a get rich quick scheme. That was also another thing, because I've come across all those, come in here and we'll pay you, I don't know how much money. No, you have to put in the work. You have to go out there. You have a brand. You're not being told, go and put up a set of products and sell them. You're being told, this is your platform. You attract by who you are. And I thought, yeah, I have something. I'm a very big fan of the whole native African way. I guess it happens when you come to the diaspora. You become more African or more Kenyan or more Zimbabwean or more Nigerian than you are when you're at home. So there's that element of feeling that I would like to explore my Africanness, my womanhood. And as a very big believer in inclusion and diversity, that is my area. And I thought, this actually gives me a platform to have conversations, carry out coaching, carry out mentoring with regards to inclusion and diversity, women and children. And this is a platform I can use to do that. And how do I do that? If I'm attracting them by being the example, why not? So that ended up being my why. So there is a registration in as far as you go in with your email and name, watch the webinar, listen, and then from there you decide. So I registered, listened to the webinar, made my decision within a couple of hours. Others have taken months to make the decision. Others have taken weeks. Others have taken days. Everyone takes it at their own pace. And then finally, here we are. And I'm so glad I did. Thank you.
Going back to why have I got no phone?
I have no idea.
I am trying.
I can't hear it at all on my end.
I can hear it myself. Because when I've talked, I can hear it.
Do you have something on? Is your phone on?
No.
Like we were getting whatever when you were on the phone earlier.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
No, my phone is off.
If you can't hear it and you're sitting fine, I'll just carry on.
Yeah, keep carrying on because for me it's fine. And anyway,
When you talk about inclusion and you talk about, you know, being mindful about how we express ourselves and how other people
viewers.
see everybody else as a human being. I remember very well last year before everything changed in the world. Somebody says to me,
Now I hear the echo.
you hear the echo?
Now I hear it.
Yeah, it's quite annoying.
Yeah. Why is that?
And I'm trying to. I'm not particularly sure.
It goes to show this thing is not run by IT geeks either.
No, guys.
Yeah, obviously.
Literally no. Are you reading the comments to see what's?
No, yeah. No one's saying anything.
I have no idea why the echo is. I just want
to an extent you're clear, but there's a part I can hear it, but it's not as, it probably is more annoying for you because you can hear it directly, but for me it's not as bad. So what I'll say is that carry on, and then we'll have a look back hopefully once we broadcast. Hopefully the bulk of what you wanted to say, I'm sure, is on there.
What I was going to say is that somebody at work who genuinely thought that it's okay until the point that it's not okay.
Not okay, yeah.
They say to me, oh, you're from, what does that mean? And it was something relating to another African country. So I have to usually tell that person, Africa is a continent. I don't come from Africa, which is very, very important for people to get. I'm married. I don't come from Africa. I come from Kenya, which is in the east of Africa.
It has a central, it has a west, it has a north, and it has a south.
Correct.
From the east.
Correct. So Kenya is a country in Africa. I don't
well over 40 million people.
I don't speak Afrikaans. Yeah. I don't speak any other African. I speak Kikuyu, I speak Swahili, and I speak English. And to her ignorance, I'll call it ignorance, her ignorance, she thought just because I'm African, I must understand every other language that is spoken in Africa. I was like, no, I don't get it. And that's why it's important that if you don't understand something, don't speak, ask. And those are two different things. Asking and thinking are two different things.
Sure. And I think this can also be another option where, thankfully, because of the digital world, a lot of this information, I mean, we have a new term, Google it. If you don't know, ask. If in doubt, Google it. Because you're right, there's still that perception. I think everyone watched Coming to America and came under the impression that we all come from, Eddie Murphy's, whatever. He's an American, not an African.
No.
He portrayed an African, but he's not one. So there's a lot of stereotypes and there's a lot of misconceptions and all the adverts from all the charities as well. I mean, Nairobi is a very cosmopolitan town, stroke city. It rivals New York and all these other different, the Londons and Milan and everything else. And unless you know that, Google it. So what I would say is this is also an opportunity. Actually, now that you said that, I had not actually put that as something I could think about. But I think it's important for us in this space, digital, online, as business owners, to use this as an opportunity to portray and to big up what we're about and let people have those questions, because I think there's a lot of miscommunication, misinterpretation, and misunderstanding. But
Yeah.
again, I will not carry the bane of being the representative. But one thing I do know is that this is also a very good chance and opportunity and platform for someone to do that. So imagine for people who would like to move and, you know, grow some kind of awareness in whatever field they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Being a digital business owner gives you that platform to do that.
Yes.
It's like having, like somebody says, it's like having a business and having the doors open all day. But having any other business and not telling anyone about it is like having a business and closing the door and going to bed. But with this one, it's open all the time. So this video, we've had this conversation for the last just under 40 minutes, but it will continue up until whenever. It may go viral, it may not. But at the same time, it will be heard over and over and over and over again, depending on who comes across it. Yet, if I was to sit down and open my shop, apart from the people who pass by my store every single day on that street, on the times when the doors are open, that's the only time. But if I had a digital business, 24 hours, 365, and global. So
Yeah.
for me, the whole digital business owner took a while to sink in, but my why is I came across people like me who wanted to make slight changes in their lives and today are making it and they're living the lives of their dreams. We are our words and our thoughts. So my thoughts are I want to manifest a life well lived. I want to manifest financial security. I want to manifest a chance to travel. We need to go somewhere again, a few other places again.
Oh, yeah.
And more importantly,
Passport.
generational. Yeah, our children and our families need to thrive. And the only way for them to thrive is not having to be secluded or boxed into this. They are supposed to be like this. So that to me was my why.
And it's really so important. Um, when we talk about my why, if you go back onto my page, on my Facebook page, you will see my two wives, or is it my first wife is my son? That will never change. My second wife is my family. That will never change. My third wife is my love for traveling. Somebody take me on holiday. Please,
With me.
my passport is ready. I am ready to go. Please.
Do you know what? Let us do one thing. And for anyone out there who's going through the crisis and the COVID, God help us. May this pandemic come to an end. Let us come out of this having embraced a whole new way of living. And at the other end of this, harness what is there. And I believe what is there is the digital world. So that would be my why.
And the thing is, guys, if you want to know about our digital business, you can go on my website, which is www.mnharrisglobal.com and www.beehiveglobal.com.
Yeah.
And it's BEES hi
VE.
BE
Yeah.
GL BAL.com.
So, once again, 90 minutes of your time. Have an open mind. And you know what? See you on the other side. And again, share.
And there
Follow
is
us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. What's the other one? All of them. And if you have any questions,
the thing is that
ask, we will answer.
the thing is, so guys, if you go on either Beatrice or mine and you put your email address, your name, your email address, there is no obligation. If you listen to the complimentary webinar, if it's not for you, you walk away. There is no obligation. I'm not going to bother you. Beatrice is not going to bother you. It's up to you. At the end of the day, we are all grown up. We have to decide for ourselves, what is it that we want to do in life? What is it that is important to me? My boy, my family, my holiday, my pension, my future, my retirement is important to me.
My holiday.
Yes.
Financial security is key. Of course, coupled with health is wealth.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know whether you can see the chat, Beatrice. I don't know whether it's anybody on the chat have asked anything.
No, actually, do you know what? I have not even looked at it the whole time. And any questions, we will answer them after we finish the session.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so good day, good night. This is beeshiveglobal.com and MNHarrisGlobal.com. Log in, you can start a business from anywhere and harness the power of the internet. Digital is the way to go. Thank you.
Thank you and good night.
Good night.